So this is going to be one of the most important meetings that I've held ever since I started the issues to publicize and to talk about fasting. This is going to be the most important meeting. Why do I say so? Because dry fast has stages. I can say there are not even 3. The way I've been talking about it, it's not 3. There are actually about 4, or we can say 5. You're going to know why I'm saying so in a moment. But then, I know I've just prepared this live now. So we are live on YouTube now. Anybody else can join us from wherever the world that do not have the Zoom link. So what is the meaning of this? Why do we talk about that dry fast is the process of fasting is more than just 3 phases? We want to understand today. But before we understand, Deborah, just a short journey of your healing with the COVID issue. Please, just allow everybody else to know this. This is going to be very important. The main agenda of today's meeting is about how to break the fast properly, and there's a lot of content. So I just give Deborah a little few moments because I think this is going to be helpful for everybody else outside there. And I hope my voice is very clear. I don't know if somebody is able to hear me clearly.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead, please.
So what would you like me to tell you?
Exactly, just some few things that we have just talked about on how your process of healing with the COVID symptoms.
Okay.
You said at the end of 2-3 days, what are the things that you disappeared? The symptoms are started to disappear. Maybe then the 8th, 9th day, what happened?
Okay. So as I had mentioned, I do have experience with dry fasting. I had been consulting with Dr. Filonov since March or April over some other issues. And I was planning to go to Montenegro, and the week before, my husband came home with COVID. So I was doing home tests. I was testing negative, although I started getting some symptoms, mostly congestion and a little bit of a dry cough. Anyway, I was testing negative, and then one day I did do the test and it came up positive. So I immediately started my dry fast. Within, I would say, 2 to 3 days, probably the day after I took the test, I lost my sense of smell and taste. But within 3 days of fasting, I would say my sinus issues, congestion, and dry cough were gone. And the 8th day, I did start to get my smell and taste back. And all my symptoms, by the end of my fast, all my COVID symptoms were gone.
There's something interesting that is coming to my mind. How did you know that the sense of taste is back, yet you are still on a fast? This is day 8.
How did I know what?
How did you know? How did you come to know? You can know the smell. Like now, today, day 3 of a fast, and my nose is picking everything, lotions. I can tell what somebody's cooking far away. That one you can know. But now the taste. How were you able to know, and you are still on a fast? You're in day 8 and you're able to tell.
Well, I guess mostly just by the smell. I guess it was the smell. And plus, usually one of the hardest parts for me with dry fasting is the bad taste in your mouth by the 9th day. And I didn't have that. And then that started to come back a little. But so actually that was kind of a nice thing about fasting with COVID.
I'm happy for you. Happy for your progress. Now, if anybody has something, they'll ask you. But I think it's good we start our topic of today, and it is about how to break dry fast properly. I will start with something that is the most important thing for this. Dry fast is a natural way of cure, but it's not an automatic thing. Dr. Filonov sometimes calls it a magical thing, that just when you dry fast out, that's automatic, you just get well. It is a process that the body passes through. And this also depends on different people. You find that there's a person who comes into dry fast, short days, and get well very fast, very easily. Another person takes longer to get well. All these things depends on the individual. Maybe because of how long the disease has stayed in you, maybe because of the type of food you eat, your diet. This thing all determine how you are. Also your immunity, how you have used some medicine before. All these things and put together makes the differences with the different types of people when they do a fast. So you realize that somebody can get into the first 5 days as a result. Like now we are giving an example with Deborah's just given testimony. I call it testimony. And there was also a lady, I don't remember her name now very well, but I think I'll be able to remember her name. She did up to 5 days, and when she went for the test, she realized that she's fine. 5 days was enough for her. And she did the test, it was gone. That's COVID. So that's why we don't give specific time, but there's something about 5 to 7 days, or you can extend it up to 9 days maximum now. If you still find that the symptoms are not gone yet, so you don't interrupt the fast until you find that they're all gone, disappeared. It will just push it up to some point there. But now you don't want to talk about COVID, though it is an issue that is still with people out here, and I need to stress, if you have issues, you want to take a vaccine the 4th day, and you break the fast the 5th day. You take 5 days dry fast. On the 4th day, you take the vax jab, if you are forced to. If you don't want to take it, no problem. But you feel you want to take it, the safest way is that way. Now, why do we talk about, or why am I bringing this topic today? It is because it's the most important part of this process. Breaking the fast, the type of meal you need to take, and step by step that you need to do to use Dr. Filonov's recommendation with other borrowed things from here and there. I may not quote everybody, but I let you to know the best, giving you the best that has been filtered, that is good for everyone else, no matter what type of diet you are in. Because there's a problem with you see, with the recommendation of Dr. Filonov, you're going to realize that there are some people who cannot just take everything there because they feel, no, I'm a vegan, I don't take this, I don't take that. So this is why I'm saying I'm going to give you the best. I want little general, but it is also going to go with what is really recommended. Now, after, you need to know this, that most of the mistakes people do are after the fast. Sometimes fasting becomes easier compared to self-control after the fast. Self-control with your appetite and with your way of eating. So you find that some people fail at that point. And yet at this point, at the time where the body is healing 2 times, it is much better than during the time of fasting. The body is now aggressively healing itself ×2. The healing process is ×2 during the fasting time. When you start to fast, it's like you open, you ignite, you start the car. Now, I know it will be moving. But then when you accelerate, you set the acceleration, now you keep it into very high speed. That's like when you have stopped the fast. That's exactly what happens. So it gets the body now moves in the healing process at a very high plane. Like I say, it's like the plane when it's now up there, just cruising. Yeah. So that's where the body has gotten into. But when the plane is just picking up, is getting airborne, that is starting the fast, which becomes very tough, you know. Your body, you have been used to a lot of sugar, your body has been used to so many other things, and now you find it very tough. The body gets very tough to get off and start. But then there's a point where you reach, and then you take that, like they play there, you take that flat, and now it's like you are resting up there. You go into attitude. That is now the point you have now broken your fast, and you are getting times with nutrition, right nutrition, you are getting the results. So we go to the point. You must not overeat. You must not overeat. You must exercise self-control and must follow a clear protocol when you break the fast if you want results, if you want sustainable results, good long-term results. And let me mention this. It's also in my book. I've mentioned this, that there are some people who get well, and because of maybe not having enough knowledge of how this disease came to them, they still again after the fast, they go back to the same old ways and the disease comes back. It is very important with this kind of method we're using, you must be very well informed. You are your body is the doctor. So you must give it enough time to heal, give it the right things to feed on. You must have enough information in your mind. You must know everything. Like, for example, let me give another example. If you are fasting, especially long, this, you know, we are going to find this. I'm not going to call your name anyway. Sometimes I'm good at calling people's name. This was told me by a lady who just was concluding her 9th-day fast. At the time we were talking, she was remaining with about 2 hours. So on her 8th day of the fast, this is about 2 days ago, on her, at the time she's completing the fast, that was on the 7th and 8th day, she just found herself crying. She remembered so many things at the time of old, the things when she was young. And the tears are just, that is called emotional healing. And most of these things that are bitterness hidden in ourselves are the cause of diseases that we have. So when you have gotten out of the fast, you must not go back to bitterness. Don't go back there, create some things that are going to give you emotional instability, that's going to cause you trouble, that is going to make you have bitterness in the person. Just be at peace, the way you have been at peace when you're fasting. After the fast, you should be more peaceful. You should be a reborn person, totally a new person, with a balanced emotions, everything in your body balanced. So don't go create another problem there with the food, with causing trouble here and there, then you get problems and then get hurt. So you keep yourself emotionally clean. The same way you're putting yourself physically clean with the light food you're taking and also the exercises. 2-3 days after breaking your fast, actually, you are not supposed to do strenuous jobs, physical jobs that are very strenuous. If you're walking 10 kilometers, the way it's recommended, you're not supposed to walk now 10 kilometers when you're breaking your fast. You need to do a lot of rest now. This is the point, this is the time that you need to now be somehow a little more inactive. These are very rich, important points that people need to get. Don't guys get out there and start to do things that are very strenuous, just go workouts that are going to, no. This is the time, actually, this is a healing time, the best time. You're supposed to be sleeping more. You see, during the fast, there was a problem of insomnia, which is good. There's no problem when you don't have water in your body, the insomnia comes, that's automatic. But now you're not eating, there's no digestion taking place, you will not sleep. That's normal. Take it normal during the fast. But after the fast, now you have broken the fast, now you need to rest. And now, how will you get this nice sleep that is also therapeutic, that's also healing? When you eat the right foods, break the fast, the right protocol. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, I'm having those steps that I'm going to give you. And this deep sleep, this nice sleep like a baby sleep, this is healing time. I told you ×2 now. Now, day 1, what am I supposed to do? Can I read something before I go to that day 1? You can help yourself, but you need a strong will and a desire. That is for a person who is pursuing healing through this modality. If you're pursuing healing through this means, it means you need strong will and a desire, both in the fast and after the fast. Actually, it is much needed after the fast, because you'll be seeing cake and you want to take cake. I know the problem with that. It will be sweet here, 2 minutes. How many? 3 seconds or how many you have swallowed it? in your stomach 2 hours, then it gets somewhere to deposit itself forever. Maybe a fat, creating fat cells somewhere in your hips or somewhere else. So you need to take a lot of caution. The sweetness here of 2 seconds, 2 minutes should not cost you your life. Don't just look at foods that you like and then say, I want this one, I want this one. The appetite will be, it can be good, very high. But what should you be eating? What should you allow? So you're like a policeman by the gate. I'm not allowing anything else apart from permitted things. But sometimes the body can crave for something. Check. Could it be issues of elements? Maybe potassium, maybe sodium. What is missing? Phosphorus or something. You feel like you like particular food. Then you need to find out that has to do with the elements. What is missing? Now, number one, so, no. I need to do this one too before I go to day one. When we are eating, this is like a command. Please, eating has to do with emotions. So you're not supposed to be eating and watching news with bad things. This is triggering to the brain something that is negative. And this causes problem with also digestion. Sleeping will be a problem, my friend. Sleeping becomes a problem to you. So you don't need to be doing something else. Enjoy your food, roll it in your tongue, slowly. You have been missing this food for long. Now it's time to enjoy it anyway. So that's why you don't need these TVs. You don't need this, everything, every social media junks there everywhere, polluting your mind, because this affects your emotions that directly affects you when you're eating. When you're eating, no, sit down like a king, like a queen. No standing, walking up and down, walking there with food in your mouth, talking. No. So there's a change. This is why we now go to the table manners that we have learned all along. You become very calm. All these things are therapeutic ways of healing. I'm saying them in a way that it is like hilarious, but this is the truth. It's the truth. The other thing is about what else? Don't eat while stressed. Don't eat while stressed. In short, just get any negative emotion. Anytime you feel that you're negatively with the negative emotion, don't eat. Don't take anything to your mouth. The same thing with the fasting. Try never to get irritated. Don't get angry. Just be kind, the opposite. Try to do the good things for those people who want to harm you or hurt you. Just bless them. Tell them nice things. Correct things with love, with kindness, with peace, with joy. You are the generator of that now. You know that? Because it's going to come from you to them because they are hurting. They're just going to give their hearts. But now you don't return it that way because it will harm you. You have to digest it. And you know, it's very easy to get irritated during the dry fast. Very easy. But thereafter, even you need to make that that change, please. Now, day one, fasting should be broken because the truth is the healing time is that 5 a.m. There's a time the body resets itself. You need to know that. So after the body has reset itself, you are free to start to break your fast. Let's say after 3 days, the body resets itself. The night, that night that you reach the third night, it has reset itself to the levels of that 3 days of fast. If it's 9 days, the 9th night, it has reset itself to the 9th benefits of the 9th day. There's something that Dr. Filonov just shared about a person who came to his station, and this person had cancer, and he had never, I think it was ovarian cancer. He had never handled such like a case before. He had not handled such like a case before. So he was doing what we call trial error. By the time it reached the 9th night, this person's the fever was too high, the person was sweating, and he had never seen anything like that with all his experience with dry fast. And that was the end of that ovarian cancer. So it's ovarian what? Something around the reproductive of the female. She got well. Well. Day one. You say you break, in your mind, you know, breaking fasting is 5 a.m. So day one, coming out of fast, you should go through 8 a.m. You take high quality water. This water is hot, melted water if you can find. Don't find this, get maybe spring water. But you need to know the source of your water. It should not have those chlorine and those things that are just added there. Another thing that you can add, just 1 spoonful, a teaspoon, a half, not one, half of it. This one is like serum, a serum that they use in Russia. It's called serum Boltov, serum Boltov. But you can read probiotic. You can use a probiotic, just half of it, and sip slowly. This one you're going to sip slowly for in 14 minutes. You should take 1 glass. 14 minutes, 1 glass of water. You're going to do this. You cannot take this 1 glass, this first glass of water, within or less than 10 minutes. 10 minutes and below, that's wrong protocol. You must just follow it slowly, the way it is prescribed. And the only thing you can add into this water, we've said, that probiotic that we have talked about. If you don't have, no problem. Within 6 to 8 hours, you are going to do what? You're going to take 8 glasses of water, but you're not going to be galloping them like that. You're going to be taking them. I don't have a glass close to me. You're going to be taking them with sips and roll them around your tongue and let it move. This needs good time. Actually, I should tell you this. It's like the body has slowed down. So you are waking up the body. Some things have been shut. You have to wake up the body. Importance of taking hot water and not cold. There are some things that will have remained in your tract, the digestive tract, and this could be also oil, things like that, that have been in your body sometimes. Maybe you have not been utilized very well. So they become solidified and becomes a problem when you are going out for your long call later, not that very day, not the second day, the fourth, fifth day, the fifth day. That will can create hemorrhoids. Another thing is the liver, kidney. Kidney needs that warmth. Kidney doesn't need the cold. And you need to wake it up to start to work. Even your liver with the bile flow. Then, after these 8 hours, you can now brush the normal way of brushing. 2 p.m. 2 p.m. This is day 1. Drink dried apricot, if you can find. And these are the things I've realized that these are things that you search before you start the fast. You need to do these things early before you need to get apricot before you start the fast. For me, I don't have apricot now. Yeah, I use what is available. You can also use prune resin compote, and there's a measurement that this is I'm going to share with you of the amount that you're going to use. Then after that, this is just a liquid form of the apricot. You're not chewing anything in your mouth. You're just taking like the water that you're taking. Dried. Then at 7 p.m., drink vegetable broth. There's a big mistake, and some people do this a lot of time. They break the fast, and this is why I need to say this. I need to borrow from. I do read here, read there. I am a person who is open-minded, but there's a misleading information with this guy who wrote. There's a book, and let me not call the name. This guy is recommending a broth with what? Bone broth. Please, no beef, no nothing like this for 2 months. Don't take anything from that area. Don't go for broths. Don't go for meat broth. I don't beef. I don't know whatever those names are. Bone. Don't go for those things. Check vegetable. Cabbage is a good friend. A lot of water. So you're not going to take cabbage. You're taking the broth. You're not going to take carrots. You're taking the broth. Beets, the broth. Onions, potatoes. What else? Parsley. Parsley. Call it right? You take that one. Then you go to, this is day 1. I am through with day 1 at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. drink herbal Java tea. Herbal Java tea. Day 2. 8 a.m. again. Same time because of resetting. You know what you are doing? We are doing things with understanding. 5 a.m. the body has reset. What did you give it the day before? It has used it to reset itself. Now, after resetting, what do I take? The same thing I did the last night. What I took last night, that's what I start with again. Just simply for make the body so familiar with it. So I take herbal Java tea and I put some honey on it. Then 11 a.m. buckwheat soup. And this is where now vegans may tell me, no, that was not for me. If you are not a vegan, you can use raw quail eggs 3 times a day from today, from this day, day 2. But use it from 11 a.m. It has all the things we need in that element, the pyramid for elements. It has all the things we need. That is why you take it. This is the reason for taking raw quail eggs on an empty stomach. 2 p.m. eat vegetable soup. You have not taken anything solid. Everything here is liquids. Eat vegetable soup. This day 2 p.m. Cabbage, carrot, the same thing. You remember the list at that was 7 p.m. The day before that was day 1. So in day 2, you do it at 2 p.m. Eat vegetable soup, cabbage, carrots, beetroot soups, onions, too, potatoes, parsley, soup. Then at 7 p.m., eat rice soup. Rice soup, not rice. This is day 2. Please, let's not confuse it. Rice is introduced at day 2. This carbohydrate, day 2, 7 p.m., the end of the day. It's like after you've broken the fast, almost 48 hours later. Almost 48, I just say 40, I think 36 hours. Yeah. Then at the night, close your night with herbal Java tea. That's what you're going to take this night of day 2. Day 3 is almost the same thing you are repeating, but you're going to introduce something. Just listen to it. Drink fresh juices. Eat salads now, and you can use either salads or cereals. So we are now in day 3. We are now introducing what? Some solids. Fresh juices, salad, and cereals. Avoid raw food for the sake of the health of your liver and kidney, pancreas. Please avoid raw food. Then we go to the next one. 12 a.m. Eat buckwheat porridge from buckwheat. That is it. 12 a.m. 3 p.m. Eat a fresh cabbage salad. Again, if you can use fish, get fish soup. Fermented milk is also recommended if you are not a vegan. Then come to drink fermented milk, because there are also people who are all fruitarians. They are not going to use this protocol. The way it's whole. They can just take what they can do. Those ones that don't get against their diets, no problem. Then you go to day 4. I'm actually through with the. This is day 3. I'm through with day 3. At 9 p.m. you are supposed to take what? I've said you're supposed to take fermented milk. Then I think I don't want to be long, because I don't want this video to be very long. I'm going to do tomorrow day 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those will be 7 days, because the most important now, after we reach day 3, these are the things. It's like you are repeating, but you are introducing other things. You are repeating other things and introducing other things. Like now, oatmeal will come day 5. You're going to realize that you're also going to have introduced something like what can I say? fresh fruits at day 5. And then day 6, you're also going to have, you are reintroducing, the other things remain the way they are, the way we have been coming from day 1, they just remain the way they are. But now, day 6, you introduce things, like you can now take apple, you can eat an apple. You still take fermented milk. Soup still remain, carrot, beets, cabbage, that's day 6. So I will talk to you about day 4, 5, 6, but you know it is more of just wisdom, adding something slowly with the other protocols remaining, standing the way they are. I want to stop at this point. If you have questions, please ask. I want to check if somebody who is watching us in the YouTube is having any question. But if you have question, please, you are free to ask now before I can log off, because I don't want it to be very long. I want it to be something that somebody can watch. Part 1, this is like part 1, then we have part 2, which we'll conclude with. Thank you. If there are no questions, I have to end at this point. And it was happy having you people. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you and bye-bye.